Lord, give you praise, the beauty of his holiness. He's worthy, thou art worthy, Almighty Creator, Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Let the word of your mouth, meditations of your heart be accepted. Yahweh Elohim, Yeshua, the Messiah, and everybody say, Amen. And everybody say, Amen. Sit down. On behalf of the Council of Divinity, amidst the Parliament of the moment, I welcome you to his presence. In all the countries you are listening to me from, Nigeria, in Africa, all over the world, all the Holy Ghost branches that is watching live in your various branches. I want you to pay a close attention. And before we start what the Council of Divinity wants you to know today, I want to thank all the Holy Ghost saints, men and women of goodwill all over the world that made promise and vows concerning the Abuja project that are fulfilling their vows. It is important to let you know that the planning committee, the works department as led by Ben, they are working very hard to make sure all the money you are contributing is properly used and channeled to the right source. And work is progressing. We are therefore challenged to do more so they can round up before the oncoming program, which you know already. As you do, heaven of the righteous will continue to bless you. In a time such as this, I did mention, don't say you are not blessed, but say you are overwhelmed. So, the blessings that comes, you want to meet too many needs. And sometimes you forget the weightier matter. If you are not blessed, you should have been relegated to the background somewhere. Banished somewhere without no voice. You should have been in the grave. You are blessed, and the heaven has been blessing you. So what you should tell the heaven is, in your blessing and blessedness, may you not be overwhelmed. In other words, let somebody else and something else that is making you to be overwhelmed be blessed. I am aware that some of you are not stingy. When you are blessed, you will spread it, so you are overwhelmed. Let the heaven help you to put eye in all the areas that you have been overwhelmed, and let something be done about it. So that you will not break down. And you shall not break down. Amen. I have spoken it. To all the Holy Ghost saints and men and women of goodwill, and on behalf of the Council of Divinity, I thank you for your sense of commitment. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I believe you have been learning a lot concerning the timely information, the timely revelation that the Council of Divinity is bringing to your notice. And it is very important for you not to be the hearer only, but the doer also. In other words, do not deceive yourself by being the hearer only, but the doer. Hallelujah. I believe all of the witches that are responsible in your matter are crashing already. And they are scattering. And the east wind is blowing them to the gulf of vanity. And the heaven is delivering you from what wastes you. For you shall not waste anymore. I say you shall not waste anymore. Hallelujah. everything you do in church and as concerning the followership of the Creator is for empowerment and for deliverance. For empowerment and for deliverance. Either you are delivered by miracle, signs, and wonder, or you are delivered by inspiration and timely information. By inspiration that can be anything. That can be the word of wisdom, that can be prophecy, that can be inner witness. And all I am interested in, what you are hearing, should be a benefit to your life. And you have to avail yourself of the opportunity, what you are hearing, to work for you. It is important for you to know, I'm sure by now you should have known, that the righteous heaven is not going to force you to do anything. Because he did not create you to force you to do anything. Instead, you are created to carry out his good will and be diligent enough to carry out his good will. So the heavens will see you as a responsible person. Hallelujah. Let's talk briefly on the third categories of witches that you have to check. And as you were told in the previous gospel, you march them to check them. There may be some things, some people you think you cannot match. I tell you, you can match them when you hear an information that will help you to match them. Hallelujah. Deliverance from witches that are rich. This is very important. Deliverance from witches that are rich. If you like, don't listen. That is your business. And you know, I may not repeat myself. Because the things that pertain to this life and the Elohim likeness are the only thing I am allowed to tell you. As you know, I do not have any frivolity to display, neither do I have time to waste. You will be doing yourself great good if you listen attentively to do and to apply all of the timely information that is able to help you in your life and help somebody else around you, and by extension, your generation. And if you want to experiment wastage, you may choose not to listen and or be distracted by any kind of thing. In talking about witchcraft, and why are we talking about witchcraft really? It all started because of the revelation of what is going on right now in the realm of the spiritual, and what is happening in the physical. What is going on in the realm of the spiritual, and what is happening in the physical. If you are able to remember and you were available in the crossover to 2022, one of the statements was 2022, there will be too much witchcraft manipulation. There will be too much witchcraft manipulation to an extent that people will be behaving like zombies. Some zombie has just killed somebody in Sokoto State. Because it's only zombie that can do that. And I'm sure you know you are not in the society where somebody will dearly pay for the crime they committed. It is a matter of time. All of the things that happen in Sokoto will be forgotten, and everybody will be living their life, including the Catholic Church that was burnt. rumors was going on all over the place that the Reverend Cooker house has been burned, I just tell myself, I wish that is not truth. When I heard the rumor was flying all over the place that Bishop Cooker's house is being burned, I just say to myself, I hope that is not true. Because if it turns out to be true, that is not good for Nigerian government. That is not a good news for the Nigerian government. But anyhow, what happened so far is also not good for Nigerian government. I am not going to talk about Islam. I've talked about Islam enough in the time past. And I'm not going to talk about Islam. Whatever that is that happened in Sokoto, I have said it before, a long time. The Igbos, the Christians, and they refused to take the directive and instruction that I gave that time. Well, I'm not going to repeat anything anymore. And what I have to say concerning what happened in Sokoto is, I thought that Islam should have grown and matured in the 21st century. As an authority in Islam, before I got converted, I know the effort King Fahad of Saudi Arabia, I know the effort he made. It is not as if there are no barbaric things written in the Quran. There are barbaric things written in the Quran. And it is not only the people that are not Muslim that knows it, the Muslim also know it. And of course, if you say that you are talking about who is a Muslim, and you say King Fahd is not a Muslim, I wonder who is a Muslim. King Fahd said those days that Quran should be reformed. And some barbaric thing in Quran should be expunged so that Quran will be friendly. So that people will see Islam as a friendly religion. So that people can embrace Islam as a religion of peace that everybody thought Islam supposed to be. And the man did not stop there. King Fahd went further by rewriting the Quran. He rewrites the Quran by removing some barbaric thing in it. That is what turned out to be King Fahd version of the Quran that the Iranian Muslim don't like reading. The Iranian Muslim, just like El Zaki group, because those are Iranian Muslims. So anywhere you see all of those killing all up and down, check, they are all Iranian Muslims. They are the ones that refuse to be reformed. That is why Iran, Iraq, they never like King Fahd, because of the reformation the King Fahd brought to the Quran, and a lot of enlightened and educated Islam prefer King Fahd version of the Quran. And they are using it. It was because of that that now made Americans to be very close to Saudi Arabia, up to an extent that Saudi Arabia gave a base to the Americans in Saudi Arabia. And it was the base that Saudi Arabia provided for the Americans in Saudi Arabia that made the Americans to help Saudi Arabia during the time of Operation Desert Storm. Because Saddam Hussein had wanted to level Saudi Arabia. But he was not able to do that because Americans are already allied of Saudi Arabia up to this moment. Now, what has brought this? Because somebody just came up and said, and I made this suggestion as a member of the Parliament of Interreligious Councils of the United Nations. I made this suggestion sometime when we went to some of the interreligious meetings in South Korea. I made this suggestion. I told the United Nations, if you want to check, if you want the world to enjoy religious peace, let all the religion in the world, which we know them anyway, let all the authorities that matters in religion on earth submit their religious book for review. And any barbaric aspect of any religious book should be expunged. Without that, killing will continue. I told them in the UN, if you don't do that, and I also mentioned that any country or any religious group that refused to submit their religious book for review should be tagged a terrorist religion, and the whole world should gather together to silence such group. I did mention that. And when I made that comment in the Interreligious Council, I was surprised. To my utmost surprise, I received standing ovation. I was shocked. For me, I was just saying things that I felt that are necessary based on my own experience when I was a Muslim. I received a standing ovation with clapping. After the conference, different kind of people from all over the world are coming to me. It was like, oh, I made Africa proud. Thank you for that comment. That comment is very good. What is your name? Which country are you from? Of course, there was no mistake. Nigeria. And then one imam called her. He said, do you know that comment you made? That is a very bold comment. It's a comment that so many religious leaders will not want to dare mention. But this is what is destroying the earth. It's like saying the Amok should bring their monographs. The Ogboni fraternities should bring their scripts. Islam, Christians, the Buddhists, the Shintos, the Confucianists, they should bring their scripture for review. Anything that is anti-human should be removed. And that is the only way the world will be in peace. I repeat, don't forget, I said something in the greatest encounter. All terrorists may be a Muslim, but all Muslims are not terrorists. It is very important for everybody to know that. And I used to tell the Muslim, let them not deceive themselves that everybody will be a Muslim on earth. It's not possible. They cannot make everybody to be a Muslim. As a Christian cannot make everybody to be a Christian. So the only way you can do is accommodate other human beings. Learn to accommodate other human beings. Cain and Abel They do not practice different religion, but they were not able to accommodate themselves. Though they are children of the same father. So if there is such hatred between the children of the same father, which are written in the scriptures, how much more will the hatred be of somebody you don't even know at all? So it's very easy to kill somebody you don't know at all because you think nothing is at stake. Because of what? The lack to accommodate people. All of these Afghanistan type of Islam has expired. They should tell all those terrorists that. All this one trying to impose Sharia on people, it's even against Quran to impose Sharia on everybody. Because if you are not a Muslim, nobody can use Sharia on you. That is what is in the Quran. Any Sharia can only be used on anybody that is a Muslim. If you are living in the north and they take you to a Sharia court, tell the judge there that you are not a Muslim. And therefore, Sharia is not applicable to you. And the blasphemy that they accuse that lady from, you should listen to exactly what happened. I decided to talk about this matter a little bit because I thought that by now Islam should have gone out from childishness. But since some of them are still childish, it is very important to look for long cane you use for stubborn children that are still in the midst of a human being. Some of witches, blood-sucking demons. The death of that lady is more painful because she was actually killed by her classmates. We just forget it. It's a matter of time. And you know that Christian leaders have always been a coward. Always been a coward. Because I don't think they should wait up to this moment before they begin to address the nation. I remember those days I told stubborn Igbos that like to build empires in the caliphate. I told them, whatever money you are making in Kano, don't bury all your money in Kano. It's a matter of time. You are not wanted in this environment. They don't listen. And these are many years now, so many years now. As it were, over 20-something years that I said that. If you think you have made a lot of money, invest your money in a place you think are not too aggressive. You can go to Lagos. Go to Abuja in case you want to, you are afraid of witches in your village. Go to Abuja, or go somewhere abroad that is that has human face. And if they need to put, if I have to advise a drastic measure in case it is necessary, all Christians will pack out from where all those barbaric areas in the north, you see they will collapse. They will become Niger Republic. They will become Sudan and be begging for food. Because everything they are, it was the people that came in that made them what they are. I remember when Igbos left Kano, the emir of Kano was crying on radio. And they were playing it per hour, begging Igbos to come back. Emir of Kano had to use, I was in Kano that time, Emir of Kano had to use the military to go and block all the exit points of Kano. Because all of a sudden, the whole Kano was empty. Sabongeri deserted. Brigade deserted. And anybody that knows Kano, this area I mentioned, will tell you that we make you to know that I know what I'm talking about. I mean, everywhere deserted. Shop locked. Houses locked up. Kano became a ghost town. Sharada phase 1, Sharada phase 2, Sharada phase 3. All the people that work in all of those factories, they are all visitors who came into Kano. So that is to say, all the factory in Kano will close down. I mean, Emir of Kano had to use the governor, then they used the military to block all the exits. All the Igbos that were moving out in luxurious buses and 911 were being turned back. And listen to me, everybody, all of you that's in Kaduna State. Until the Kaduna is divided into two, there will be no peace. So that the terrorists can be on their own and the Christian will be on their own. Otherwise, if you know that you are a Christian in Kaduna, don't invest too much in a place where you know that terrorists are. You know where terrorists are living, you know, in Kaduna State. And do not give them chance to penetrate your village too much. Check them. These are the things I was saying in those days. I have given hints again, but that is not what I want to talk about now. But somehow, what I want to talk about has some kind of relationship. That's why I have to mention it, but because this is the current thing that is happening right now in Nigeria. These senseless terrorists should know that the killing is already too much in Nigeria. So their brothers that are bandits in the bush that are killing people, so that is not enough for them. They are not going to school, quenching the light that is coming up. Not justifiable. Because if you listen to what actually happened, somebody threatened her because they have a platform in their school that they only discuss academics. That was why they opened the platform. But some people keep bringing religion. And she advised that this platform is for academics. And she has been warning them that nobody should post all these things in this platform because it is for academics. They were the one that started to threaten her. It was on that ground she now said, Babun, they say Samemu. They should now say blood of Jesus. Somebody threatened her before she now reacted. to say what they say she said. That even what they say she said, if Prophet of Islam were to be around, will he judge it that way? By what she did in Sharia law, of which I am an expert. In Sharia law, what they say she said, if she had to be judged by Sharia law, though she is not a Muslim, you cannot use Sharia law on her. If the Prophet of Islam were to be around and he has to judge what she said, will he warrant death sentence? No. What she did does not carry death sentence in Sharia law. So what has happened is simply some witches that Christians refuse to check. Some witches, some agent of darkness that Christian lousiness and weaknesses refuse to check. Christian lousiness is what I said. And of course, you already know the society you are living in does not have respect for human life. And listen to me, everybody. Let nobody compare what is happening in the north to what is happening in southeast. What is happening in southeast, they say they want their own country. They say they want their own country. If they have their own country today, you can never hear about unknown gunmen forever. That is sure. And what brought this unknown gunmen is Nigerian government. It was Nigerian government. They went and attacked IPOB, a terrorist group, even when they have not done anything terror to anybody. Because I remember, as at that time, even the UN, UK, United States, they were all talking for IPOB that IPOB is not a terrorist organization. And I warned IPOB that time, if you are going to talk about getting Biafra, don't use violence. I warned them. Because I said, United Nations and all other members of the UN, we never tolerate any violence. There is a way you will get your Biafra without violence. Because this is 21st century. It is easy in the 21st century to get your Biafra without violence. Unlike those days, 60s, 70s, it may be difficult. But this is 21st century. It will have been easy. What did they do? What happened in Egypt before they removed Mubarak? They didn't kill anybody. The youth just came, occupied the whole street. That's all. And they were there, not those cowards that did the NSASO. Those coward, Nigerian coward youth. The Egyptian government think, oh, it's a joke. It's a joke. This crowd was increasing by day, by day, by day, by day, until there was nowhere for anybody to pass. Anyone that have motor among them, they brought their car on the road, park it there. The women were cooking, the men are stationed in one place. They were there for 1 week, 2 weeks. They were there until the whole world started telling the man, step down. Your citizens don't want you anymore. This can be applied anywhere. If you have people who want to take their destiny in their hand and not cowards, like Nigerian youth. I'm sure their cowards will still extend to these politics. Otherwise, what is wrong? If all the youths in Nigeria rally around, just look for one youth. Let all of them rally around that youth and make sure he win in whatever party. But they won't do. All of them pursuing their selfish strength. by what we are going to be talking in this series. By the witches that have deceived them here and there, but showing interest, they are so distracted. And that is how they'll be having bad future. But before you know, they get old like their father and waste like their father. They will think this. You will think, oh, I will never be old. I will remain a youth forever. Good luck, you hear? Good luck. When reality catch up with you, do you know what is going to be your song? I know. That time, the messages of Degaya will now be like silver and gold and diamond. But by then, too late. Even the scripture says, whatever thy hand find to do, do it with all thy might. Do it now, when you are a youth, with all thy might, with all thy power, with all thy courage. Because there is no wisdom nor enterprise in the grave where thou goest. The scripture encourages that you should not waste your youthful age. But when you are wasting and somebody is telling you, you won't listen until old age catch up with you. I'm sure you know that all of you already learned crookedness from your fathers. Very soon now, you will begin to adjust your age through court affidavit. And before you know it, court will be tired of you after you have been there several times to adjust your age. Whatever that is happening in Nigeria now can never happen in some countries, and it will last for a long time. And now you can see this has lasted for almost 8 years. Just minus 8 years from your age. Tell me what you have achieved in these 8 years, and then convince yourself that you have not wasted your time or something has not wasted your time. Do you know what you can achieve for 8 years? You can become a medical doctor in 8 years. And be forever settled. They read to become a doctor in Nigeria for 16 years. I want to read the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10. And you know all of the saying of Degaya is, whosoever have ear, let him hear. Because, I don't have the anointing of running after you like other hungry preachers who have no food, and they are running after you so that you can give them something. Somebody was talking to me recently. The mother is sick, and very sick, and seriously sick, and be taking the mother from here to here to here to here. Then one pastor told him, bring your mother for prayer and sow a seed of money for your mother. After he sowed seed of money, the sickness continued. I said, the seed you sow, when is it going to grow to make your mother well? He said, I don't know. That's why they are opening church now, hunger. That's what made me to ask some pastors, if Nigeria is not what it is, will you still be a pastor? If Nigeria is a good country, will you be a pastor? They have to answer that question by themselves. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, I am going to read from verse 3 and I will stop verse 6. Then you listen very carefully. 2 Corinthians chapter 10 from verse 3 and I will stop verse 6. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. Number 4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Elohim to the pulling down of stronghold, of rebels. I'm reading from the Holy Name Scripture. And then verse 5, casting down imagination and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Messiah. Number 6, and being in readiness to revenge all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled. So this weapon of warfare, the weapon of warfare that you do not know about, the scripture here only says is mighty through Elohim to the pulling down of stronghold. It's mighty through Elohim. That simply means what Elohim will teach you is what you are going to use as a weapon of war. Because he says it's mighty through Elohim. So you have to know how to acquire the weapon of war through Elohim. Then after that, you can pull down strongholds of rebels. And then you can cast down imagination of every thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahweh. You bring them into captivity. Now look at verse 6, very important. Verse 6 gives you an idea on how to acquire this warfare. But he didn't say it completely. He said, and being in readiness to revenge all disobedience. When your obedience is fulfilled, that's last part of it. When your own obedience is fulfilled. You cannot obey when you are not ordered. There is no obedience without a commandment. Obedience does not exist if you have not been told to do something. If somebody asks you to obey, what must you obey? Before you can be an obedient person, there is something to obey. There is something you have been told. No, they can't just tell you obey. Obey. Obey what? Somebody is telling you obey. Just obey. Obey what? There must be an instruction before you can obey. What is the instruction here before you can obey? You must know what to do before obedience can work for you. You cannot just be asked. Nobody can ask you to obey when there is no instruction. As wonderful as that passage of the scripture sounds, and Christians like quoting it a lot, that is why they are not able to use it to achieve anything. Because, they felt that that quotation is very sweet to the hearing. The weapon of your warfare is mighty through Yahweh. Yes, it's mighty through Yahweh. But what is Yahweh telling you? What is Yahweh Elohim telling you? What is he telling you? Before Moses saw the burning bush, you think that he has not known Yahweh Elohim? He has known Yahweh Elohim. They have taught him underground who he was and what they believe. Even though he found himself in Egypt. That was why he was told in the burning bush that I have revealed myself to your fathers, but with I am that I am, I have not. So what he revealed to the fathers was what Moses knew. But this time around, there is a specific instruction that Moses should obey before he will be able to bring the children of Israel from captivity. That it does not mean that the children of Israel were not worshiping Yahweh Elohim even when they are in Egypt. They were worshiping Yahweh Elohim even when they were in Egypt. And none of them were used to bring them out of Egypt until Moses was called. And then when he was called on what we can call Moses' encounter, he revealed himself to Moses, I am that I am, Ehien, Haishan, Ehien. And he told Moses, look at the instruction. After telling Moses that I am that I am, and he told Moses, he gave Moses express instruction, go to Egypt. Tell Pharaoh, let my people go. That's an instruction. It is now for him, Elohim, Yahweh Elohim, to back his word with authority to whom he has spoken it to, which he did. So, when a man come out the way Moses came out, no power of darkness can match the person. Because Moses was functioning under a specific instruction, and the instruction is coming out from someone that can never fail. The weapon of our warfare is not carnal but mighty through Elohim. Something must come out from Elohim as a specific instruction before you can pull down any stronghold. As you cannot use this verse, as it were, to pull down any stronghold. If you try to quote it to the devil, they will give you dirty slap. Because they will know that you don't know what you are talking about. Satan wants you to tell him what your Elohim has told you. He said, through Elohim. He said, for the weapon of your warfare are not carnal, but mighty, yes. It's a thing you long for. It's a mighty power, yes. Through Elohim to the pulling down of strongholds of rebel. So this verse expects you to hear what will empower you through Elohim, from Elohim, by Elohim. And if he is not talking, you are just quoting here, you are quoting it as psychological comfort. You will quote it finished, you will still be powerless. Because later he will come back to that verse and say, read it again. And try to understand what you are reading. Read it again. If you think, oh, I quoted 2 Corinthians chapter 10. Verse 4. I quoted 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. And nothing happened. The tiniest angel in heaven, the smallest angel, will say, go back to that verse, read it again. The weapon of your warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Elohim. To the pulling down of strongholds of rebel. Through Elohim. Simple. There must be a specific instruction through Elohim, by Elohim, from Elohim, that will empower you so that you'll be able to pull down the stronghold of rebel. Then you cannot go ahead to do verse 5. Casting down imagination and every high thing. Then you come down to verse 6. The last part, when your obedience is fulfilled. That is to say, what did you hear from Elohim? Did you do it exactly? When your obedience is fulfilled. What after you have encounter with Elohim and he has given you instruction, yes, to know him is a privilege. Knowing him should not just be a privilege and you just go. It should be a privilege that empowers. Can you tell me privilege that empowers? Saul had the privilege to have Samuel, a powerful prophet during his own time, but Saul did not make use of the power of Samuel that is able to sustain. He only kept Samuel as an instrument of consultation. I will consult Samuel whenever I need to consult him. As if Samuel has told Saul, he will live forever. Maybe Saul deceive himself to think that he will die before Samuel. If Saul thinks that, then he must be very stupid, because naturally Samuel senior Saul by age. Samuel was already advanced in age before Saul was made the king. And he was the one responsible for the anointing of Saul. So there is no how Saul will think that Samuel will die before him. Saul was not able to make use of the privilege to be empowered. And that is the problem so many of you have. You think that Degaya will always be with you. You are the biggest fool on earth. And that was not what I told you. I have never told you that. You are only doing that from your vanity imagination. I have never told you I will be with you forever. I have never told you that. You see the guy today, you see the guy tomorrow, that does not mean that you will see the guy next tomorrow. But what you get from him today, what you get from him tomorrow, belong to you and your generation forever. In case you didn't see him again next tomorrow. But some of you don't get that. Because your lousiness is overwhelming. Your lousiness is wasting you. And you don't get it. In a wasteland such as Africa. In a wasteland such as Nigeria. The damages colonization did to Africa, to some of you that are demented, is not enough for you. You want to continue in more damages. And that is why they call you third world country. That is why they call you illiterate. And there is no such thing as illiterate. Because if you are a human being, you must know something. If you don't know the spiritual, you will know the physical. That you do not know how to read English does not make you to be illiterate. As Africans have been literate, and they are living their life before colonial master came and damaged their life. I've said this before, and I will say it again and again. There was a time in the entire universe, in the entire earth, the only people that are living on earth are black. Because that is the color of the authoritative divinity. What you now know as white is actually a disease. Scientists will tell you that it is the pigment they lack in their skin that make them white. And the example is very straight. It's very straight. Up to now, some Africans carries this gene. Once in a while, some Africans give birth to albino. Give birth to whites, and they call them albino. When you scientifically test the skin of African albino, and then test the skin of Western person, it's the same thing. Albino in Africa, they can't see well in the sun. White people, they don't see well in the sun. So, when a white person comes around where there is harsh sun, he put dark glasses. Then what concerns your father in the village that is using hoe to scratch back with a dark glass? No matter the sun, he go to his farm. He will still be able to distinguish between okra and onion. Without putting that glass, white man can never put that, can never do that. What am I trying to tell you, people, since some of you don't want to be knowledgeable? There was a time when the earth began and the human being started on earth. The only color on earth was black. It was later whites now were born by the same black. And segregation now came. So let no white man tell the black is superior. Instead, it is black that is superior. And every black, every white every white that is not demented knows that Africa and black is the cradle of civilization. Every scientist knows that. Scientist that is white, scientist that is black, every scientist on earth know that Africa is the cradle of civilization. Every scientist know that civilization actually started from blacks. As there is no human race that have historical thing like the Africans. So that nobody will deceive you and you begin to suffer inferiority complex. That is the problem of so many of you now. Inferiority complex. You think you are not good. You think you are not fine. You think your black skin is a disease. You are a fool. And disgraceful ladies, they be rubbing chemicals in their body. The chemical that will destroy you when you are old. Because it will come to a time that your skin will begin to reject the chemical you are rubbing. Why don't you simply appreciate who you are and be grateful? Do you know that every white wants to be black? Do you know? You don't know that? I'm telling you that every white wants to be black. Don't mind the mentality of racism. If every white don't want to be black, why do they remove their shirt in summer and they'll go and lie down in the beach? Why is it that during winter, all whites run away from their country? So many rich that are white, they run away from their country that is extremely cold. They go to African country to go and stay in the sun so that they will be dark a little bit. And they can only do that by lying in the sun. Because when they lie in the sun and they become dark a little bit, then their skin will become more reliable than what it was. And then when we have to go scientific, when you are light skin, you are more prone to have malaria than someone that have dark skin. Opari. You are more prone, I said, scientifically, you are more prone to have malaria. Even when you are black and you have light skin, you are more prone to have malaria than someone that have dark skin. So don't allow inferiority complex to kill you. The time you will have used to invest so that you will secure your future, you are using it to chase shadow. Some time ago, I have delivered you from shadow chasing. And if you are still chasing shadow, that is your business. It's because you are delivered, but you did not accept deliverance. And if you do not accept deliverance, that is your choice. It's no longer my fault. And the things that you are going to acquire from Elohim that will empower you to pull down the strongholds of rebels are the only thing you are going to hear from Degaya, because I am talking out of experience. I am not talking out of them say I heard, they said. I am not talking about trial by errors, the lecturers or Bible school teach them. I am not talking out of trial by errors that pastor teaches in their churches. I am talking about experience. And you cannot mess with somebody that have experience. And in fact, you should pay before I download my experience. I am downloading my experience to you, and you are messing with it. And you think I am not going to ignore you. And some of you are so demented that you think, oh, the guy have no other choice. Oh, the guy is this is it for the guy. He has no other choice. And then you'll be messing up really good. You people in Owerri that is listening to me now, I'm sure you deceived yourself some time ago because some of you are idiots. You deceived yourself some time ago. Oh, we thought of these things in Owerri. It will be impossible for the guy to live. Because if you are not an idiot, you should have known that what the guy has said he left in the greatest encounter is more than what is in that your way. So you have now, I'm sure you have learned it. Maybe very strong experience. That is life. You learn reality by experience. Even when the guy has said, there is nothing that is more important to him than his greatest encounter. You don't get it. Maybe you have learned it through experience. That's a good teacher. Believing that you will keep the knowledge and make use of it and apply it to all aspects of your life. That opportunity, they say, it comes by but once. You can only acquire what belongs to you when opportunity comes your way. Otherwise, if you are a victim of the people that ignore reality when they come around, then you get ready to suffer the consequence. And you know, most of you that are in Imo State, you know what I'm talking about. You deceive yourself. You deceive yourself. You deceive yourself that the guy have no choice. He does not have any option. How? Do you know him before? Wasn't it when he came to you? What you have added to his life, I hope it's not frustration. But the guy, I know what he imparted to your life. And you know, 99.9% of all of the things you are talking about in Imo State, I did it with my money. In the face of all confrontation that you are aware of. The confrontation I resisted until I silenced all of them. Why? I was able to acquire something that empowers me, that I use, that is working. And I have never told anybody. I am always available for consultation. I have always told you, learn. You want to perform miracle? I will teach you how to perform miracle. But don't look for me. Because that is not my calling. If you do, I will ignore you. So any opportunity that I create for you to learn, you better make use of it. But I am not aware you are making use of it. You are lousing about. And I wish you good luck. And at this time, the greatest miracle that the Council of Divinity will do for you is for me to agree to be preaching on YouTube. You know that if it is the Degaya you know, by today, all of you will have been in your various churches talking to yourself. And you know it's what I can do. And it's what I have done. It was the Council of Divinity that had mercy on you. And even with the you two I'm talking, if you are annoying me, I'll keep quiet. That will make you to know, if you don't want to learn, that covenant statement said, I am not calling you, I have not called you into the ministry of begging. That was what I was told. And I have not removed it from the covenant statement. I have not called you into the ministry of begging, for I am your source. And my word is your standard. Because you need to be reminded that what the guy acquire from the Elohim he knows is what he is applying, and is what is working for him, and is what has worked for him for almost 30 years. In the face of all trials and temptations from enemy within and enemy without, that the guy had defeated hands down. It will only take a demented person to think that he will defeat the guy. You know the fear, all the bogus is saying does not make you fear. If it does not make you fear, then he will use it on you. Because some of you are very daring. You know that something is too strong, but you want to try. And you know some trials are very dangerous. Even some scientists that do research, there are some things they don't even dare. Many scientists have discovered so many things. Don't forget, it was their discovery that killed them. Many scientists that discover things because they want to keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. As a result, they dry. You don't do that with spiritual things. If you do that, you will delete your generation. If you try it, you will delete, is what I said. You don't do trial with spiritual things. So you learn to give respect to who you respect, because there are people that can lock you up and your generation. And you will think it's a joke until you try. Why am I saying this, everybody? I am saying this so that you will get to a stage in your life you will be so conscious of the power that works within you, and there is no witches that can mess around with you. That is the stage I want to get you to. Why I quoted this verse that I quoted now is simply that, let me remind you, the topic, deliverance from witches that are rich. Look my face. The poverty you can see in your generation is a rich person who was a winch that caused that poverty. And I can prove it. Don't allow anybody to look down on you and to deceive you that you are a nobody. I am the first preacher that said there is no human being that was not born with potential. That is one. And that in the realm of the spiritual, people's potential does not clash. I don't care how many human beings are. If you like, you can have 50 billion human beings on earth. For now, human beings on earth are getting to maybe 3 billion. Before, United Nations said everybody on earth was 2 billion. Maybe right now you are getting close to 3 billion, 4 billion on earth. I don't care if you are 100 billion. Every human, I don't care if your mother give birth to 24 of you. Boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, boy, and all of you just fool the house like a bee. I don't care. All those human beings you see, they have their potential that does not clash. That was why the scripture says, blessed is the quiver that is full of them. So that is to say, if things are normal, if Adam did not fall, the more children you have, the more blessing you will have been. It was when human beings lost their blessing, they now feel that, okay, the only way we can do now is let's keep marrying plenty wives, and then let's have plenty children, so that we will have big farm. Because the more plenty wife you have, the more plenty children you have, the more you have a hand to work in your farm. That is what makes you big, make your great-grandfather to be big. And that what makes them to become a local champion. They become local champion those days. To be strong, to be a farmer, to be strong, marry several wives, to be strong, and have plenty children. The more plenty wives you have, the more you have hand that can work in your farm, the more you have people that can carry farm produce from farm to the village, the more you have children that can work in your farm, and the more you have children that can work in your farm, the bigger your farm is. So there is this competition on who will marry more wives, who will have more children, who will outdo each other with the population and with the riches. Was that not how human beings started after Adam failed? Before we now begin to have local champion here and there that is oppressing human beings in the villages. Let me say what I said before. The poverty you are claiming in your family, that you think you are born into it, you did not witness anybody that is rich in your family. How did it come? Very simple. Somebody was rich before in your generation that now made all of you poor. I can prove it. That is why this stage of witches that we are talking about right now, very important. It is called ASTROPETAL 999. How will you know that what we are talking about is serious? To people that know a little bit about science, just try to get the definition of astro. When you get the definition of astro, then you are closer to the definitions of ASTROPETAL 999. That is the coven white witches. Coven white witches is different from coven red witches, and the coven red witches is different from coven black witches. But when I was exposing all the witches, and I said, all these three categories of witches, they work together. And there is no stages of witchcraft that is not wickedness. Now, this is where we are going now. Don't forget, remember that I said there is no stages of witchcraft that is not wickedness. And I had said this several times in the gospel. Don't allow any of your relations, especially the ones that are close to you, like your mother, father, or some close somebody around you, can even be a friend. You say he wants to protect you because he has witchcraft power. So you want to use witchcraft to protect you. It's a lie. You don't use witchcraft to protect people. The definitions of witchcraft is wickedness. The only definitions of witchcraft is wickedness. Now listen to me. If you now have ASTROPETAL 999 proven white witches. Now, the ASTROPETAL 999 are often known as the witches of the elite. The witches for the elite. Witchcraft for the rich and wealthy people. This is the kind of witch that a rich man will possess or will have. The kind of witchcraft a rich man will have. You may think you are a nobody, but the man knows something he will get from you. And he will use his witchcraft to pin you down until he drains you. After you are drained, he throws you away. And you will not even know that you are being wasted. You don't know. Because it is witchcraft. You will not realize yourself that you are being wasted. Because you think, oh, this man is rich, and he's promising me in heaven, he's promising me earth. Really? The man is rich. He's promising you heaven, he's promising you earth. And you think that what he's promising you will do it. I'm looking for such rich man too, so that I will be his friend. Read my lips. 99.9. Read my lips. By the analysis of ASTROPETAL 999, Coven White Witches of the universal control, by the analysis of their functionality, 99.9% of the rich who uses ASTROPETAL 999, 99.9% of them will waste you. Maybe 1% or half, if there's anything like that, 0.5%, we really, really want to help you. And many of them know that they don't want to help you. They only want you to, want to use you to sweep their house until you get old and they throw you back to your village. And you will not even realize that you are wasting. You fix your heart on vanity. Oh, this rich man, one day he will help me. This rich man, which agreement did you have with him? Okay, you have agreement with him that he is going to help you. Okay, don't you have experiences from Igbo people who do apprentice? You have not gotten the experience of an apprentice that has stayed with his Oga for 10 years, 15 years? I've heard so many of them say, what my Oga promised me, he has not done it. I've heard that before. Several. Naturally, they used to write agreements. I have met several Igbo people. Because maybe he did one or two things. Say, okay, how much is your money and what is your account? No, Oga, no, I don't have account. Oh. How do you mean? As big as you have, you don't have account? You say, I don't have account, oh, please, oh. Don't tell anybody that you say it to me. Oh. How? Why? My Oga must not know that I have account. What happened? If I have account now, if his money lost, he would think I'm the one that steal it. I say, okay, if anybody give you money now, what happens? Say, I will give it to my friend that have account. So I say, okay, then you will steal his money and put it in your friend account, Abi. You see, life, most times they say it is not straight. Will the apprentice know that his Oga is about to waste him? He will be there doing boy, and be counting years. At the end of the day, when it is time, it's either they will not give you what they promised, or they will begin to pinch what they promised you, begin to pinch it and give you, pinch it and give you. to me, everybody, 99.9%, let me say it straight. And if you don't want to hear it like that, that is your business. 99.9%, I didn't say 90%. I said 99.9% of the wealthy on earth are witches. Why? No man is rich until he exploits somebody else. Read my lips. In other words, no man is rich until he cheats somebody else. People's riches are, most time, is defined by how smarter you are than the other person. That makes you to be rich. What you know that the other person did not know. So you will use what the other person did not know to cheat them. And to worsen the matter, this thing is spiritual. You that is being cheated will not even know that you are being cheated. You will think, oh, I am with somebody that will help me in future. Oh, I am with somebody that will help me. Good luck, you hear? The only personality I know will help you is your Father in heaven, the only way maker. When he makes the way, he will not ask you for any pint of flesh. When he helps you, he will not ask for a pint of flesh. I believe I did not make any mistake by telling you. That's why I still want to repeat it. 99.9% of wealthy people that you may call rich on earth dupe people before they can reach where they are. Some of them have killed so many people silently. And let me shock you. There is no rich people that is highly as rich as whoever you can think in your country that does not have what we call hitmen. Hitmen. You know what hitmen? Hitmen. Hitmen. Like the hitmen of Abacha. Many of you that were around during Abacha, you understand what I mean. They have some people they train, specially trained and well paid. If you want to mess around them, they will just send them to you and they eliminate you. And that's it. May you not have any business agreement with them, and it's like it has to do with big money. And when it has to do with big money, they want to have the whole money, then they take you out of the way. So when they take you out of the way, the whole money belongs to them. Then after some time, everybody will be seeing them as rich. They will know that somebody has been killed. You have some of this experience and you have seen some of these things I'm telling you. But the area, the angle I am coming from is the area you do not realize. That is the area I want to open your eyes. That is the area I want to empower you just to make sure you escape waste. Say, I shall escape waste. And I wish you above all things that you escape waste. "99.9% of the richest people on earth, before they get to where they are, they must have 90% sincere human beings that cluster around them, that they have duped one by one, drained degrade the quality of their life, spiritually and physically, and waste them. Then add their light and their star to their own to become who they are. Or can you tell me of a nation that you can call a nation today? Some people call it sovereign. I don't want to go into why do they call them sovereign. Can you tell me about a nation that is a nation today that did not kill people, take their land, and add it to their country to make their country big? That is what Russia is doing now. Russia is spoiling Ukraine now because Russia wants to become the only bulldog in that environment. He does not want Ukraine to be a member of NATO. Because if Ukraine is a member of NATO, the charter of NATO is they will help member country in the time of war. And as long as Russia is concerned, he doesn't want Western world to come too close. He wants to bring the old USSR. What Russia actually wants is wipe out Ukraine. Add Ukraine to Russia. Then Ukraine ceases to exist. Then Russia is expanded. So when children and children are born, it is only history that will tell them what has happened. But there's nothing anybody can do about it. That's what it is. A bulldog has a loud barking, and he was able to bark enough to intimidate somebody else. And there's nothing you can do. It seems to be like that's already part of life. And that's why I laugh when some people say, I want neat, clean money. Clean money. If you see where they I want you to. Where is clean money? So, if you look at the source of every income very closely, how clean are they? You, civil servant, that you have to go and adjust your age in the court, and they are paying you that salary because of the adjustment of your age. When they finish paying you that salary, is that salary clean? Answer by yourself. That is the least example I have just given you. Or a businessman that will buy something at 1 naira and they want to sell it 100 naira. He doesn't care whether it will inconvenience you. He buys something at 1 naira. You want to sell it at 100 naira. He doesn't care whether this person buying it at 100 naira will inconvenience him. He doesn't care. All he needs is your money. He doesn't care what happened to you. There is no person you go and buy something from, and they give you exorbitant price. And they want to think about you. They're not thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. You have an idea of all this I'm talking about already, but what I really want you to know is this. The invisible power that will make you to waste in the hand of all these liars that promise you heaven and earth. And they will not do what they promise. Hear me, everybody. The real people don't need to promise you before they change your life around. They don't need to promise you. What they will do for you is in their inside. Maybe that's the only 1% I know that are real. What they will do for you is, and sometimes some of you will go and fall hand to this 1% that maybe heaven push you around them. You go and fall hand. They are thinking of what they will do for you. And you, because of the winch that is pursuing you from your village, you go and fall hand. And the man will say to himself, so what, if this person knows what I'm planning for him, I don't think he will do this. But then you will go for the people that will use ASTROPETAL on you. Sugar-coated. Maggie, rubbing lip. And many of them will deceive you with the paraphernalia of a house, a big motor, all kind of intimidation. And for you, your mind is fixed there. That, oh, no, something must come out. And sometimes, some of these so-called rich men, we have crooked servants. At the end of the day, it will be call him and die, call him and bury him. The servant want to steal the property, and the rich man is watching how to drain you. Now, 2 armed robbers. he's looking for a loophole to steal from his oga and run 440. His oga is also looking the way draining him. It's 2 wickedness that I just met. This message will make you to be very careful of anybody that promise you anything. Because many of them that promise you, they know that they will not be able to do what they are promising you. But there's something they are targeting. And the worst is some of you that are so unfortunate that you see yourself in the midst of this unfortunate environment where the big man have his own children around him, and you are now the parasite. And you think he will do for you what he will do for his children. Good luck, you hear? Instead, he will use you for his children. Why? You are thrown away later. Get it from that name. I told you, I said, Starlight 666. They are it is a witchcraft that is good in snatching people's star. Bury it in darkness. Did you hear the name? ASTROPETAL. ASTROPETAL, the people that are scientists, astrochemistry, astrophysics, astrology, astrologer, including metaphysics. Some pastors will go and study metaphysics. And they will be using metaphysics to be doing miracle and deceive demented Christians. Because metaphysics is often seen as the in-between man, or in-between magic and the extraordinary. The only person that I ever saw the metaphysics and he came out openly to confess, to say, I don't know whether if somebody hear him. Well, he was sincere about it. Many of you know Father Ede. Every Igbo man know who is Father Ede. the owner of Madonna University. He came on TV. He said he studied metaphysics. And anybody that comes to him for miracle, he will use one or two things he knows for them. And that it is because of the metaphysics he studied. He was sincere. But many of them will study it. They will deceive you. They will say it is signs and wonder and miracle because of the speaking in tongue. And you will think that it's because of the anointing. You will know that some of these things, they study it somewhere. They study it. Metaphysics. Some of you don't know anything. The world is so advanced. And you are so backward. Metaphysics. When they use mind control on you, you will not be yourself until you waste. Anybody that studies metaphysics can push you from distance and you will fall down without touching you. Otherwise, what is called astral travel? Mental manipulations. So travel. Or psychic ability. There are human beings that are so trained in metaphysical that they look at this clock. They will look at this clock. I mean, looking and concentrating on the clock will fall down without touching it. It's also a craft on earth. So when you hear astro means extraterrestrial, celestial, star, things from the kingdom unknown that is able to control you without your knowledge. Why are we saying this now? There are so many of them now using 100 million to go and buy ordinary form. And you will tell me they don't have a way of getting that money back. You deceive yourself. Including the idiots that are deceiving people, thinking that everybody are people they can manipulate with their ASTROPETAL. It is my friends that contribute money to buy the form for me. So, when you become president, those your friends will not come and look for contract. They will not do. And you cannot ask them because they are the one that bought your 100 million from. Mumu. Like Mumu Jonathan. Mumu Jonathan. He want to join party na APC. I heard it in the news that he had actually got APC form and he's looking for a waiver. And when that journalist was explaining what a waiver is, according to APC constitution, they say it means if you become a member of APC and you are not 3 months in the party, you cannot contest for anything. Meanwhile, Jonathan just picked form in Bayelsa, APC. And it was the leader of APC in Bayelsa that told that journalist that, after all, Jonathan has collected the form.
and he want to contest. Not just that he want to contest, that is, I'm quoting what I heard in the news yesterday, TVC. And the name of the anchor is Otitoju. And that Jonathan is seeking for a waiver. Now, the Mumu called Jonathan will not know that right now he's unpopular. Why are you unpopular, my friend? A whole Jonathan pick APC form, and many news are not even carrying it. They want to try popularity that have disappeared. Oga Mumu, Jonathan, how will you survive in the midst of all these witches who have come before you and got their form? It will be very interesting for you to survive in their midst. Meanwhile, you are Mumu. You are the one that you don't know what you are doing, but they know what they are doing. So, all of a sudden, APC will ignore Tinubu. We ignore Osibajo. And someone that just came looking for a waiver. I said, the journalist said, the waiver means APC working committee or whatever they call them. They will sit down in the committee and they will now issue waiver to Jonathan that he can contest. Waiver means he doesn't need to stay 3 months. Because the constitution of APC said you must be a member of APC for 3 months before you can contest. So that means Jonathan just pick the form to become APC member. Jonathan, what I don't know about you is that what is that you forgot in Aso Rock? Mumu, my friend. Is it the APC that have destroyed your image? That never liked you for 7 years and few months? Is it the same APC that was blaming the government keep blaming? It was APC start blaming Jonathan government when Jonathan said going to Aso Rock. As Mumu as he is, what makes him think he will be able to correct what APC have destroyed for 8 years? Come. What about Bakari? Another Mumu? Who said God told him, nah, man of God. As you are saying it. The kind of white smoke coming out from your mouth is showing me that you are telling lies. And to now worsen it, sometimes when you are talking, try to check your talk, you hear? Because you don't know who is listening. They were trying to interview him. What makes you think? Because he said, God told him, he is the 16th president of Nigeria. That Buhari is 15th president. That God told him that he is the 16th president. So the journalist now asked him, how did you know that? He said, he dreamed. He had a dream sometime when the mother was alive. And that it was the mother that now explained some certain thing to him. Man of God, I thought you were a prophet. Is your mother prophetess? Do you need to quote your mother, man of God? Do you quote your mother in the church? Or you quote the Bible? Or you quote, thus say the Lord? Man of God. I say man of God because that's what they call themselves. They come and use it to deceive people. It was from that interview we got to know that their church in Lagos, it was loan they took from 5 banks. He used his mouth to say it. not me to quote him. He said that they have paid 3 banks. It remained 2 banks. And here, Mumu, look, 100 million. Come, Oga, if you get that 100 million, to use it to clear the bank you took loan for to build your church, won't it make sense? Then for you to go and purchase a form of APC, you know you will never win. If you don't know you will not win, I am telling you, you will not win. And to worsen the matter, they are quoting God. Well, to the Holy Ghost, and I'm sure the Holy Ghost already know what that is. It's as good as nobody is talking anything. So if witches is not witchcraft, tell me what is it? Why is it that all of them behave like witches? They promise you what they will never give you. They promise you what they will never give you. The evil power behind your waster, people that are wasting you. And they are wasting you, and you like it because you thought they have promised you. And they are using 1 or 2 things to bamboozle you. Future is the best analyzer of the truth. Don't believe any man until they do what they said they will do. Even after they have done what they told you they would do. My friend, watch your back. I have warned you. Do not believe any man. Let me say it correctly. Don't believe any rich man until they have done what they told you they will do. What they promise you until they have done it, don't believe them. And even after they have done it, watch your back, my friend. Because something dangerous may be trailing you. I have warned you. I am warning you as someone that have known riches. I am warning you as someone that was born into riches. I am warning you like someone who knows what all these things are and what they used to do. So I am not warning you. I am not saying, hey, I'm getting it from the realm of the spirit. You know, that is not the realm of the spirit. I'm telling you my experience. I am now telling you that by my own experience, 99.9% of rich people are members of ASTROPETAL 999. They prefer you asking them for something and they ridicule you before they give you. You know why? Every rich man always wants to be on top of you. Oh yeah. Every rich man always want to be on top of you. He doesn't want you to be on top of him. Otherwise, if they want you and them to be equal, they know what to do. They know where to take you to. They know who to introduce you to. But they will never do it. They want you to be under. They always want you to ask them for something. So they remain on top, you remain under. Because of what? ASTROPETAL 999. Coven white witches for the riches and for the famous. For the wealthy and for the influential. This is the power they use in suppressing whoever until they drain you or until they make a nonsense of you. And you know what? Do you know what? Because you now, you are poor, poverty mentality. When you come around them, you will download the whole of your secret in their hand. Because you believe that this person can help you, you'll be downloading. Even what he didn't ask you, you'll be telling him. He has everything about you. And if you want to do something, he will mention his name to you. Say, I am the one talking to you. You want to test whether witchcraft is still catching you. And one thing about them, they want you to do anything they want you to do. Don't ever refuse anything. If you refuse anything, immediately they make you their enemy. That is how you know riches that are witches. I am talking to you based on experience. I said something that I want to say it again. Don't believe any rich man that promise you anything. I don't care what it is. Until they do it. Even after they have finished doing what they promise you, watch your back, my friend. I believe I'm talking to adults. We are not in children class. You know what it is the meaning of watch your back. Ask your neighbor, do you know the meaning of watch your back? Maybe you should go and ask, what is the meaning of watch your back? Watch your back. Let me repeat what I said. 99.9% of the rich, of the worldly, and the wealthy, and the famous, and the influential. Read my lips. They are witches. If they like you so much as saying they can use you for ritual, and they now decide not to use you for ritual, they will decide to introduce you to where they are. It's very scarce. Before a rich man will introduce you to where he is, you must be at par with him. It's not doable for a rich man to pick up a poor person and push the person up to where he is. When he's trying to do that, you are going to be the next sacrifice for the money ritual. Because it's against ASTROPETAL 999. That is why even when they want to introduce to their court, they want, and if one of their friends bring you to their community, they want him to tell them, who are you? And they will say, I hope it's not somebody that will hear things and will go and say it outside. What is his business? What is the level of his finance? I hope some of you, your destiny have not been used already. And you are struggling wherever. Lagos, Abuja, somewhere in America, London, Europe, Asia, Africa, wherever. And you have been drained of your quality. If you remember some time ago, I said it is not everything a rich man gives you will accept. When we are talking about witchcraft by contact. That is coven black witches. When we are talking about coven black witches, witchcraft by contact, I say it is not everything a rich man give you, you will collect. Even when you are hungry, if you give money, say, thank you, I am okay. I mean, teach that person that you can refuse some certain things. So next time you want to bring something that is devastating, you say, this person may not When a rich man gives you something and you reject it, they will hate you. Do you know why? Their witchcraft is not catching you. They will see you as a rude person. They will see you as a proud person. They will see you and say, who is he, self? Somebody say, no one, not by force. But a rich man who wants to use you for trade by barter, whatever he gives you, he wants you to collect it. Because if you don't collect, it's an insult to them. And they don't like that insult. But what I am telling you today, any one of them that have captured you, I deliver you from their hand. For the first time, be yourself. What was the last thing I said? The problem some of you have is not poverty. The problem you have is lack of integrity. Poverty is not your problem. It's integrity. Integrity will make you to be hungry. And a wrong person will ask you, have you eaten? You say, I have eaten. Because if you say you have not eaten, you don't know what will follow it. You don't know the insult that will follow it. You don't know the witchcraft that will follow it. Deliverance from witches that are rich. This is the witchcraft in the town now. The witchcraft that can make almost 30 people to purchase presidential form, and it's only one person that went out of rock. 100 million times 30. If they give it to ASU, don't you think school will resume? They are using to buy ordinary paper. And you know the worst? They say non-refundable. And if Oga Buhari is actually fighting corruption, all those who that pay, let me believe that it's setting trap for them. I just want to believe so. Let me believe that it is trap. Buhari is setting for them. Because if it turned out not to be a trap, he has just finally made nonsense of the corruption he claimed to be fighting. And for your information, United Nations has said there is no government that is so corrupt like this government in Nigeria. That is what UN said. And one thing about UN, they don't react very quickly. You think they are being slow. No. They are looking for something. They are gathering something. They are gathering something. When Russia started bombarding Ukraine, some country keep quiet and the UN keep quiet. Well, they know that people will die. They know. They know, yes, people will suffer. They know. But they want to get something. Now, they have gotten enough. They will now use to drag Putin into criminal court. That he will never come out of it. He will never come out of it. They are waiting for him to get out. Once he leaves to be president of Russia, Interpol will go and handcuff him to go and face what is going on. Because in every war, there are rules of engagement. You don't bomb hospital. You don't. You don't bomb schools. You don't. You don't capture women. You don't. You don't kill women. You don't. You don't kill children. You don't. Anywhere you know that children and women are gathering, by the rules of engagement, avoid that area. And you don't even kill prisoner of war. You are not allowed to kill prisoner of war. That means somebody that is armed, he drop his gun and raise his hand. Rule of engagement, you are not allowed to kill the person. You go and think which of the rich relations have wasted your generation. So you have to think very deep. Don't think shallow. What did I say? Don't think shallow. Think deep. And I have given you a very deep thinking. I said, the poverty you are talking about in your generation, there was a rich man in your generation that was very rich. Maybe your father didn't know, your grandfather didn't know, but there is a rich man somewhere in your lineage. That is responsible for the poverty that is now in your generation. How? ASTROPETAL 999. And let me also remind you quickly so that you will not forget. Witchcraft is as old as humanity. Witchcraft is not just occult that started yesterday. Witchcraft is as old as Adam. That's why they call it ancient. Everything about witchcraft is ancient. So if you are not empowered by the righteous level, you can't beat them. Because they will use ancient thing on you. And you are too small to resist ancient thing. Especially ancient satanic power, such as witchcraft power. There is no man the Creator has ever cheated in creation. Everybody is born with potential. So you have no reason to beg anything or anybody for survival. Because what it will take for you to survive, you are born with it. I don't care whether your mother is the poorest on earth. I don't want to talk about that. Because your mother may be poor, you are born with a distinct potential that will make you to be rich. Your mother is poor does not mean that you should be poor. There is no such law in the realm of the spiritual. Because you have a different predestination from your mother. You have a different destiny from your mother. You have a different potential from your mother. And if something makes you not to realize your potential, it's no longer the fault of the Creator. It's the fault of something around you that overpowers you. And this is what I am preparing you now to fight back. Say, I will fight back. Can somebody say, I will fight back? Can somebody say, I will fight back? If you hate the poverty in your generation, you get ready to fight back. Otherwise, be satisfied with your condition. It's as simple as that. Me that is telling you this, they will hate me. But do you see me as I care? For this reason, I was raised. I cannot be destroyed for the reason I was raised. It's an abnormal. For this reason, I was raised. At least I was told, go and be an eye opener. So, as a result of opening eye, I can't be destroyed. Because I had a direct instruction. And it seems to that these direct instructions, I have used it for 30 years. And it has worked. So you will have confidence that this direct instruction has worked. Just as Moses was told, go. Tell Pharaoh, let my people go. The same thing I'm saying to you. I'm bringing you out of generational disaster. Can somebody say, bring me out? Bring me out. I say I am bringing you out from generational disaster. You may think you are not rich. You are not popular. But a rich man has something he can use in your life. You will not know. They use their witchcraft to know something they can use in your life. And if they are able to use their witchcraft to hold you, except divine intervention, that is wastage there. Except divine intervention. Because their witchcraft is so strong. It is stronger because of what surrounds them that you don't have. What surrounds them that you are not. And all of them, they will always assume what they are not. Every rich man. Every rich man will want to tell you he knows everybody. But my friend, are you the only one that know IG? Can you imagine if IG have only one friend? It can't be IG. Are you the only one that know the commander of the army? You can't be the only one. Are you the only one that know the president of America? You can't be the only one. It does not make sense to hear that president of America have only one friend. But every rich man will tell you that they are the only friend of the president of America. Even you know it's a lie. You know it's a lie. It can't be your lady. They tell you, if I don't take you to him, nobody will shut up, my friend. Shut up, my friend. You are not the only one that know Buhari. I'll take you to Aso Rock. Somebody else can take you to Aso Rock. Everybody's talking about Buhari now. Can't you see Buhari have favor right? Do you need Aristotle to tell you that Buhari have a favor right? He has his favorites from all tribes. That's favorites. Oh, have you forgotten Femi? They say Adeyemi, what's his name? That Yoruba man is always telling lie for him. Then lie Muhammad. These are Yoruba people. Then there's one Yoruba boy that Buhari adopted. A boy, young boy. Nothing he tell Buhari he will not do. A Yoruba boy. I'm not talking about the Adeyemi and the Lai Muhammad. It's a young boy. And I'm surprised. I was thinking that Buhari will project the boy to be maybe president or something. A Yoruba boy. He just adopted the boy. You know, all this one that police will be carrying long gun and they'll be pushing everybody down because Buhari is coming. If that boy is around, no matter the protocol, the boy will break the protocol and go and meet Buhari. And immediately Buhari cites him, Buhari will go and meet him. And all the security that work with Buhari, they know that boy. Yoruba boy. You see? Only one person cannot know Buhari. But a rich man will give you the impression that they are the only one that know this person. If not them, no, shut up, my friend. That is the language of witches. Hello! That is the language of witches, so they are the only one. If not them, you dead. If not them, you are dead. No, sir, there is somebody else. If there is nobody, what about favor attraction? Favor attraction that the heaven can use. Favor attraction. You have not heard that before. Favor attraction. A big man will come around. You are just sitting on your own because I don't know him now. Not to concern me and him. If I go there, I will look like a nuisance. Make I just maintain, stay on my own. Favor attraction demand that man you say you don't know, say, who is that person there? Every big man used to do it. Who is that person there? Call that person. Maybe that is favor attraction there. That heaven can do it for you without nobody introducing you. Hello. That heaven can do for you. By so doing, you are not going to be in bondage of one witch somewhere. Who always want to be on top and they want to put you down. They want to put you down and look down on you and talk down on you. And then give you peanut. Give you peanut. They will give you peanut. They won't give you gario. They will give you peanut. Every rich person that thinks in himself or herself that is rich, that is putting you in bondage with their witchcraft, by my word, I command those witchcraft to crash and scatter. Do you know why it has to crash? If it does not crash, you will not be connected to your destiny helper. If I ask you now, how long have you known these rich people now? You'll be telling me 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Okay, what have they done for you? Why are you still struggling in life? You see, something is wrong somewhere. Somebody is giving you pressure, he can help you, and he just keep you there. Just for them to do whatever they like with you. When you are ready to do what they want you to do, they'll give you peanuts. Because they don't want you to reach where they are. It's a very simple thing. If they are bold, let them be telling you the kind of secret Degaya is telling you. They cannot. There is nothing that made me that I can't tell you. I say you are not ready to listen. And I am not selfish about what has made me. But rich man will be selfish. I know Otadola. I know Dangote. I know Bill Gates. For as far as you are concerned, that is an intimidating language. That is an embarrassing language. If you know Dangote, that means I should be settled now. It's not just follow me. I want to help you. Follow me. Mr. Dangote. This is my good friend. That's it. They won't ask anything again. Did you say it's your good friend? What do you do for a living? I'm a school teacher. Eh. What certificate do you have? I have a certificate in education. Eh. Tomorrow morning, come and see me. That's how they will help you, if they want to help you. Don't forget what I said. Don't believe any influential, famous, rich person until they do what they told you they would do. Even after they have done it, watch your back, my friend. And I'm saying it with seriousness. When I was very small, and I was controlling the riches of my father, he would say, if anybody come to you for help, help the person for as much as you can. But do not borrow anybody anything. Give to people as if they will never return it. I remember one day he decided to help one of his drivers. This man was working with him. We grew up to know this man until the man became old. One day he just came up and asked the man, where is your first son? Bring your first son. I want to see your first son tomorrow. The man didn't know what he was asking for his first son for. And the man rushed, brought his first son. This is my first son. Did you go to school? Say yes. You read what in the school? He said it. He said, okay. And the way these people will help, if they want to help, it's very simple. There is always somebody they will refer you to. Once he said, meet that person, you already know. For example, if he asks anybody to come and meet me, I'll say, okay, he asked you to come and meet me. Okay, no problem. Wait, I'm coming. So what I will do, somebody just came to me now. You directed him to me. What do you want us to do for him? Simple. Just say to him. Say to him. Anything. Sometimes he will pack as much as 24 cars, dash it to somebody. Go and become a car dealer. If they want to bring you up, that's how they bring you up. And anytime they are going to rich people's meeting, he will make sure that you are there. And when you get there, he will tell them what you do. He will not tell them that he's the one that did it for you. He will tell them what you do for a living. It's okay. It's with us. Those one, in turn, will also do for you. In other words, they help each other. But when you are too down, they look down on you. They will know that the person you work with don't want to bring you up. Because if the person wants to bring you up, he knows what to do. When you are working with a rich man, watch your back, my friend. Because you can be used and thrown away. It's a warning. Let it not be that you are going to hear the voice of Degaya in the midst of frustration when the time comes. For me, as for me, that time will never come. The time of your frustration will never come. So what will make you to prevent it is what I'm saying now. And surely it shall be prevented. When we look at your life, you have just been hanging. Even when you are in your village, you are hanging. Whether you are living in your father's old house and be struggling for what to eat there, and by the time you now go out, you are still hanging. You go out, you are hanging. That's hanging. Anybody, you go to, everybody coming to Abuja, 99.9% of people that come to Abuja, they come to hang. Hanging, living in shanty, living in the place the government called illegal. Yesterday they were bulldozing. If you see houses, they are bringing down. You will wonder what actually happened. In this time, house that is so completed, with expensive roof, painted, people are living inside, they mark it with red. Some days ago, they just brought two down behind Dunamis. I was just asking myself, what happened? And where the house is located, you cannot say this house is on the road. What happened? And there are other houses. They are simply telling you, for you to live in Abuja, you must have money. To live in a place that you will be comfortable. And if you don't have, even if you have the money, make sure you have the connection. Don't say you have money, you go and build a house in an illegal area. I do not want you to hang anymore in your life. If the heaven want to take you to other countries, I don't want you to hang there. I don't want your children to hang there when they get there. And for your information, to so many of you that want to go abroad, the worst that can happen to you when you go abroad is for you to live with somebody, especially America and Europe. I don't care who that person is to you. Maybe your relation, I don't care. It is when you live with the person for 3 months, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months in America, and you have not been insulted, that person like you. Because when anybody accommodates you in America for 6 months, they will think they have done what Napoleon could not do for you. So they can insult you anyhow. Because they know that it is not easy to have accommodation in America. They know it's not easy. Even if you have your money, you want to rent a house, it still is not easy. It's not in Nigeria where you can jump to anywhere, go and rent, and then before you can rent a house in America, they will do what is called background check. The landlord will do background check. We take your name to the government, and they will run it in government computer to see whether, one, if you are a foreigner, whether you enter America illegally, or you have been involved in crime. Even if police pull you over and give you a ticket for running a red light, it will enter into American record. So all the states of America will have that record. You can't run to any state. Once they run your background check, everything will come out. Or they will collect your social security number. Once they put it, everything about you will come out. Even if you run red light and you have paid, it will still be there that police has given you ticket before. Hear this. Until the heaven make you what he wants you to be, it is not cheap to live in the community of men. Take it from me. Until the heaven make you what he wants you to be, it is not cheap to live among the community of men. Even if you want to live hanging, still they want to make your life unbearable. The houses in Karuata was bulldozing up and down. That woman that was anchoring the program yesterday, I think is it channel or what? The woman asked, these houses you people are bulldozing, do you have like plan for the people you are displacing? Yes, we know where they are occupying is illegal. But do they have choice? If they have a choice, would they stay there? Before you people bulldoze their place, do you have like, does the government have a place you will direct them to? Since you say they have built on the road and you want the road to pass there, okay, and these people, they are human beings, they are citizens of Nigeria, you bulldoze their house, where do you expect them to go? That man, Ikaro Ata, never answered that question. As far as he's concerned, let them go to hell. You see, it's not cheap to be in the community of men if your maker has not made you what he wants you to be. They will always, some of these rich men will always toy with you. You just be gallivanting, jumping around, hanging here, hanging there, hanging here, hanging there. Let it be that you hang and hang and hang, and eventually the heaven will make you. Otherwise, it's double tragedy. One lady, Yoruba lady now, is running for Senate, for FCT. Yoruba lady. She has the boldness to say she wants to run for Senate, for FCT, of all places. When she was telling her story, she was not ashamed to tell anybody that she started in Abuja as house girl. She said she was a house girl for several years, and her husband is a driver where she was doing house girl. Her husband is a driver, while she is house girl. And she was there for several years. Until that man, she was house girl too, with the help of her husband. If you see the way she was praising her husband in radio, Wazobia. That it was the man she was house girl to that started introducing her. Started introducing her. If you look where, you may know the lady. You will always see her to anchor a program where president, governors, all those people that will anchor programs, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome. That's what she does. And that is what she does for a living. So any government official that do something, they will invite her with the big money. That was how she made it. And what is it? That she didn't know that she has what eventually made her, that it was her husband. It was her husband that was pushing her. You can anchor a program. Speak English. Put it this way. Now, all of those big people, they know her. She's now established. They asked her, were you born in Abuja? She said no. But she has lived the whole of her life in Abuja. And she believes she can win. You see? From house girl. But you know what? It's not everybody's story that will be like that. There are some of them that will be house girl until they waste and they return to their village. You see, that wastage is what I want you to escape. And you must escape it. Amen. Say, I must escape it. Say, I must escape it. Here and now. Say it with your mouth. I deliver myself from every witchcraft of rich people. You have them around you. They're hanging all over. You hang them. Some of them are your boss. Some of them will be praising you. Say, oh, very soon. Something will happen. Nothing. They'll be praising you. Oh, you are doing well. Yeah, very soon. Nothing. They just want you to relax. Why some of them will show you that they are your enemy. And you have no choice. What I want for you is, I want your Father in heaven to prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemy. Let your cup overflow and run over. And now, let all those rich people that have looked down on you some time ago, let them come back to you and ask you, how manage? Let them come and ask you how manage. But what I want to tell you, my friend, don't ever believe that the witchcraft that somebody will say, if not me. My friend, if not you, somebody else. Somebody saw me in a United Nations meeting. If you see the way this man was shocked, I don't know him before anyway. I can't say he is my enemy. And this meeting took place in South Korea. Those extreme countries is not countries you can just go if you are nobody. Because these are like lock-up countries. Because you can go to those countries freely. I can't even remember the time I've been to Korea. They already know me in the airport. It's like, oh, you are back. As you are checking, they say, oh, you are back. Welcome. The same thing in Japan. Once you just flash the passport, say, oh, you are back. Welcome. Because record is there. Record is there. Once they scan the passport, everything about you. The first day you enter Japan, it will show. The second time, it will show. The third time, it will show. So anytime you are not going, oh, you are back. And as the time you are going and coming, there is no trace of criminality. Then you are their friend. And saw me in this meeting. For me, I don't know what it means. So me, I just thought, oh, well, there's a meeting I was called and I attended. Only for me to discover that I was the only African person that attended that meeting. I didn't know. It was when the conference was about to start. I said, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome the only bishop from Africa in this conference. Standing ovation. Wow, from Africa. Everybody wants to see who came from Africa. And of course, I stood up and do my show like the game. So, then during the break, a black man, I say he came from whether Austria or what, walked up to me and said, Bishop, Say, yeah, man. You came from Africa? I said, yeah. He said, do you know what I was thinking? I said, I don't know. He said, how did you get here? I said, that sounds like embarrassing. He said, I know why I'm asking. I said, well, I was just invited and I'm. He said, by any means, did you pass through, like, the presidency of your country? I said, no. You didn't pass through the presidency of your country? I said, no. The man looked at me, oh, he wanted to go, and he came back. He said, who are you really? I said, who am I? I don't know. I am Degaya. He said, you are Degaya? Welcome. He said, by what he know, nobody can just attend this kind of meeting without passing through the presidency of their country. I say, but I didn't pass through the presidency of Nigeria. I was just invited as an individual, and I came. And the man said, I'm telling you now, it's rare. It's not common. You must be a special person. I said, maybe. Did you hear that? You cannot be here. And that now made me to pay very close attention to that meeting and every detail. So I now started cracking my brain. So, I will have go to lobby, eh? Me, where do I have that time? I did not even lobby for visa. Nobody even asked me stupid questions in visa. It's like, okay, come back 4 days time for your visa. I said, just that? He said, just that. Before you know it, I received as a video, visa is ready. By the time I got there, that was it. I said, just like that? He said, just like that. I said, is it as easy as that? The man I was talking to, he said, my friend, look around. Did you see anybody? I said, no. It's only you that is here. And that is true. The day I went to submit, I was the only one. The day I went to collect, I was the only one. I want your Father in heaven to make you eternal excellency. The joy of many generations. To make you a distinction and a standout. Receive it! Even when you did not bargain, I don't even know what it was. By the time you begin to hear what is coming around, that will now begin to make you to put value. And that is what happens several times to me. I never lobby for anything. If I want to see Buhari tomorrow, I know what to do. But see him for what? If I agree to see him, he should go and celebrate. If he will listen to me. And I will not talk too much. One or two things. That's it. That is if I agree to see him. That is what I want the Father in heaven to make you. Eternal excellency. A child of the kingdom that will still be stable, even when people who think that they are the Adolf Hitler on top of you. are not responsible or involved, you will still be made. And they will meet you in high places. And they will ask you, how did you get here? Let it be that you will tell them, I met you when I was down. But we are here right now. Don't bother how I came here. What matters is that I am here already. I'm not going to tell you my secrets, why I am here. Hallelujah. Stand up. I want to be sure that the witchcraft, see, there is no greatest witchcraft in this world that waste you apart from the witchcraft of the riches. You meet them all the time, everywhere. All they need to do is just look at you. They already know. They've sized you. They have sized you. They will just tell you, no, you are not their level. That's why some of them will say, no, this person is not level. I can't marry her. She's not in my level. They know how to ridicule people. I can't be a friend. I can't be his friend. It's not my level. One day, you will meet them and you will pass them. You are not saying that very well, though. I say you will meet them and you will pass them. If not you, your child will meet them, your child will pass them. Say, I receive.
I receive.
Say, I receive.
I receive.
Say, I receive.
I receive.
All the rich people that have used witchcraft to hold you in bondage by my word, I break their chain from you. From today, even if you stay around them, you will be 100% conscious. Am I talking to somebody?
Yes,
And you will be planning for yourself too. Don't say somebody has promised you. Nobody has promised you. The only entity that will promise you and will do it is the power of the righteous heaven. Any other man is a liar. And some of them, they know what they are doing. They will deliberately deal with you. And for you, you think you have a helper. You don't have a helper, you have a destroyer. I said, if I want to shock you now, ask you, like, okay, you said they are your relation, they are your friend. For how long? Of course, you and your relation, you have been together forever. If we help you, will you be poor up to now? If he's your friend, will you be poor up to now? Why are you still begging? Why are you still begging them to survive? Why are you still begging them to survive? And some of you are wasters. Whether it is the witchcraft that is catching you, you are the one that know what is that. You cannot use the opportunity of what is done for you. Establish yourself so that you don't need to ask anybody for anything again. Because you are the one that already put yourself, you always go, you always go, you always go. You are just telling us that the witch have catch you. All of those, your boss in the workplaces that would deliberately hide your fire until you dance to their tune. If they are not witches, what are they? The government of Nigeria that will promise you pension, promise you gratuity, and when the time comes, they won't give you. If it is not witchcraft, what is that? A son will come and be fighting for the gratuity of the father. And this wastage life is coming too close to this son too. And he's not realizing that the wastage is coming too close. The witches from the riches will not catch you. They don't like it when you realize yourself. But from today, you begin to realize yourself. Once in a while, you tell yourself, what am I doing? What am I even doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? And many of you are smarter than these witches. They're only using their witches to catch you. By my word, say it with your mouth. Say it again.
By my words.
Say it again.
By my words.
Say it again.
By my words.
Witches of the influencer. Say it.
Witches of the influencer.
I deliver myself from it.
I deliver myself from it.
Is that language not strong? Witches of the influential. Witches of the famous. If you are not helped, it's very difficult for you to be helped. To be delivered from the witches of the influential is very serious matter, because they know that what you need, they have it. And you also know that what you need, they have it. As they know, you also know. So it's very easy to catch you. It's like without them, you cannot survive. And they know that without them, you cannot survive. But I am telling you that you can survive without them. That is what I want you to know. I am only warning you not to put all your egg in one basket so that you will not waste as your fathers wasted. The witches of the influencer, say it with your mouth. I break loose. You wouldn't know that it's ASTROPETAL, neither that I've catch you there. You think you are being obedient. You are being obedient. You are being obedient to a rich man that have nobody promised you. Oh. It's Satan that have laid ambush. It's Satan that have laid ambush. And don't forget what I said. Don't ever believe a rich man that promised you until they do what they have promised you. Even after they have done it, watch your back. Because they promised a lot of people they would take them to Italy, and they did not watch their back, and when they got to Italy, something else happened. Went to Israel one day, and Israeli security wanted us to see something. Then we went to Egyptian border. The man said, Bishop, I want to shock you. So when you get to Africa, you advise Africans. We go to a desert. You know what a desert is? No tree, no grass. For miles, miles, miles. You can stand in Israel and you'll be looking at Saudi Arabia. I mean, for real. You'll be in Israel, you'll be seeing street light in Saudi Arabia. And then Egypt. Just like this, you see Egypt. Because no tree, no bush, no grass. Everywhere is plain. There are Africans that want to run across Egypt to Israel. Sometimes they decide to stay in Israel or cross to Europe. Do you know what the criminals now learn to do? They lay ambush for them in the desert. The criminals that are already used to the desert, they lay ambush when they are crossing. And they begin to catch them. Oh. He said, Bishop, I want us to go there. You see it live, so you know you have something to say. He said, this is what we see every day. The man said, Bishop, we bury people we don't know. And before they die, of course, excruciating death. Do you know what it means? To harvest somebody's organ. And in medical transplantation, you must harvest an organ when the donor of the organ is alive. There are some organs that will not work when the donor dies. They will harvest organ of Africans trying to get to Europe. And after harvesting the organ, after they open, they will not sew back. Because these people are criminal now. And you, where are you running to? They own the desert. They will just gather them, just like all these bandits, gather them in one place. With a gun, knife, one by one. They have doctors that come from India that work with them. I mean, surgeon. They will tie this one in line. Cut open. Harvest the organ. Put it in cooler. Go to the desk. Now, this one will be bleeding. Who cares? You see them. Dead. Some of them, they identify them by the document they see in their pocket. And Israel will not bother themselves to begin to return it to their country. That's going to cost a lot. They have to dig ground in that desert and bury them there. And you know what? The thing that will pain you more, and the one that pained me more, is that very day when we got there, some of them are still alive, but there is no way to carry them to hospital. Because the journey between that desert and the hospital is another 5 to 6 hours. They will still die after all. And you have no choice than to leave a bleeding, half dead, half life, somebody who is looking for a green pasture, and he meets danger on the way. And the relation will not know that he is dead or she is dead. The relation will not know that she is dead or he is dead. And all of them are young people. I'm not talking about the one that are perishing in the waters of Europe. That's a different thing altogether. This one now is in the desert of Egypt. The Egyptian army, Israeli army, you tell you, look at grave. All of them are from Africa. We don't know them. So when the criminal meet them in the desert, they harvest their organ. When they are patrolling in the morning, they meet them. And some of them, he says sometimes we have to hang somewhere until they die. When they die, we now come to bury them so that the odor will not pollute the place. They are in the wilderness, dead and buried. Their organ is in India, waiting for the big man that can buy it. They harvested it free because of poverty. Poverty that will make you a goat of sacrifice. I deliver you from it. Don't forget, witches for the riches. Do not believe anybody. believe your Father in heaven. And if you have them, believe the prophets. If you have them, if you know them. Any rich man that promised you anything, don't believe him until he has done what he promised you, or even after he has done it, watch your back. I kept saying it. All of those human beings will take you to Italy, they will take you to this. They will go and hand you over to the terrorists in the desert. And some Africans will tell you they prefer it. They prefer to die like that than to die in Nigeria. So that experience, does it make sense? Now, the lucrative thing in the whole world now is organ harvest. That's very lucrative. Very expensive. It's a serious business now. It's more serious than 419. Every witchcraft of all the riches that surrounds you and in your lineage that is wasting you, by my way, I deliver you. And you shall not waste. In the name of pursuing riches, you shall not waste. But in the hand of your maker, you will make it. You will make it eventually, and we shall hear your story. Can you say, I will make it eventually? And they shall hear my story. Open your mouth, give thanks. You will make it eventually, and they shall hear your story. You will make it eventually. All of those people promising you, I don't care, you work in the school, you work as a civil servant, you work in a company, whatever work you do. Some rich men in your family, they promise you this, they promise you that, and you are still wasting after all. Is there anything that have shown now that they are rich? Nothing. You have been wasted. You have been wasted. Nothing to show that you have rich people in your generation and in your family. Wastage is according to your age. Otherwise, you don't need to count up to your age before you become rich. There are people that were born into riches. And some of us that were born into it, we know their trick. We know their trick. But people don't know their trick. Their trick is witchcraft. You believe them. They will help you, they will help you, they will help you, they will help you. Before you know it, they begin to avoid you. They have a way of avoiding you. They have big gates. They have electric wires on their fence. Some of them have security. So now there are dark glasses. Vehicles. They are seeing you, but you can't see them. By my way, heaven will deliver you from their hand. And you will eventually make it. In other words, the sincere one, heaven will direct you to them. And when you get to them, they will not waste your time. What did I say? They will not waste your time. Except you waste your own time.